Hello, everybody. I am really sorry about my terrible lighting situation. My neighbor so generously was going to help me put a new light in, and it didn't go well. I now have no light and no fan. But he's going to come back tomorrow and try again. So I just have to do this for a night, hopefully. my light, like when I'd pull the cord, I would have to. It was literally 4 clicks, and then like a tiny little like teensy pull in order to get the light to come on. But I had to get it where because it was one of those with all the little balls on it, the string light chain, and it when the ball would roll back up or roll back down, the light would go back off. So I had to get it to like balance perfectly in the switch to get it to stay on, and I couldn't get it to come back on. And so I messaged him and I'm like, hey, if you don't want to pay me back the money you owe me, you can always just work it off by putting a new light in. He's like, oh, sure, I'll be right over. Yeah, and like 4 hours later, this was the result. So anyways, that's my story. Hi, Joey Bag of Donuts. Hello, Nana Laura. Hi, crazy old Rexy. Oops. We'll be here when you get back. Hey, Finn7. Great to see you. I hope you're having a wonderful day, too. I'm going to pull this down just a little bit so that I'm in the frame. Hi, Shane. Glad you made it, buddy. Hi, Rocky Lennon. Absolutely. Happy Father's Day to all the wonderful dads out there. Yay! Crazy old Rexy is back for as long as she stays awake. Hello, Mel. I'm so happy you're here. Oh, and so is Ava. Of course. Hello, Ava. Such a good girl. Hi, Kiki Blue. I love you. So because so I had my daughter's grad party, and then I had a day of cleanup from that. That was awful, not gonna lie. And then I spent the whole day in terrible pain. And then today, the whole light situation, I didn't have time to edit anything over the last couple days. It's been just stress and running around and, doing all that stuff. So we're just going to go on a court crawl. We're going to go find some fun stuff because I know it's out there. I know it is out there. Give me 1 second here. Ava, I need my hand back, okay? I know. Okay, fine. Hold on. I gotta use these ones because we're out of the pumpkin cinnamon ones. So it's bacon, egg, and cheese tonight. You spoiled. You spoiled. Oh my gosh, you ate it that quickly. Did you even taste it? This is only half of a biscuit. There you go. If I give her a bone inside, you guys will hear it like nails on a chalkboard. bone on bone scraping. Oh my goodness. I give her those outside and she loves them. She'll eat the whole darn thing for days. Yay, it's always fun. We'll bounce around to a few places. I did see one because I was editing. I was really trying. And I saw one, if I can find it, in Norbeck's room. You want to show everybody how cool you are? Can you dance? Can you dance? She's trying, y'all. She does the most beautiful ballerina spin. But yeah, she struggles with it because my bed's right behind us there. So, anyways, since you can't see my hair, I'm just gonna put it in a ponytail, and who cares? Hi, baby girl. Okay, they're all gone. You ate them. You ate them all. You ate all your Blue Buffalo treats. Hi, Tiana Miller. I don't know where that comment came from, but we all do. I don't know. That was kind of impromptu, but yeah, I like it. I like it. Hopefully she stops in. She's dealing with real life stuff, so it's okay for her to have a night off once in a while, right? I mean, we don't want her to have a night off. I'd love for her to be here, but I understand real life happens, you guys. Hi, Shane. I already gave you your wave, but you can have another. And Earl says hello. All right. Now that I have my arm is free, get my keyboard out. Oh, it's been a day, you guys. Let's see. Hopefully it's still up. Ooh, they did not take it down. He never takes anything down. Wow. Okay. So I guess that one's out for the night, but that's okay because I can, when I get the clip edited, we'll watch it then. Excuse me. And for the record, I cannot see the chat right now. So as I'm going through here, well, you know what? We'll do this. I just have to get it to the starting point. Ooh, I don't want to do this because they say last four of socials on this one. Dang it. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll probably check him out. I saw him on yesterday too. I'm actually frustrated at the moment because like all of the places that leave everything up forever has decided that they are just going to take everything down. So, but we're going to do this. We're going to do this. All right. We're going to start with Judge Dad. And then while Judge Dad is going, I am going to find something else. Actually, before we go to Judge Dad, because Judge Dad won't come down. Let's see if they left this one up. Nope. All right, Judge Dad it is. Golly. You see, this is why I download and edit everything. Yep. Yeah, I saw him too. I love him. We're going to start with Judge Dad, and then I'm going to find something. All right.
Who is our prosecutor today?
Morning, Your Honor. Tyler Alton for the city.
Okay, let's get rolling.
Good morning, Judge. Any chance we can see Sevi, Saavedra, Porter, and then McGruder as our first four, please?
You know, I try to go easy on you guys, and what do? Okay, I remember that Sevi case. Hold on a second. You want? Who do you want, Marshall, aside from Sevi? Who was it?
Sevi, and then Saavedra, and then Porter, and then McGruder, please.
All right, is Mr. Sevi there? Is that you, Mr. Chev Sevi?
Yeah, I'm right here, gentlemen.
All right, what are we doing today? We've got Mr. Sevi, destruction of property, resisting an officer. Hey, don't talk.
Sorry.
This 20 cases with RMC. City?
Your Honor, he scored a 4, high risk on the assessment. Sounds like he broke a statute at the J Resort, fled officers when they spotted him. Some bail isn't necessary with that high of a risk. City's going to be asking for $1,500.
Ms. Burning?
Your Honor, Mr. Sevi has been a participant in community court before. I do not believe that his financial situation has changed, nor his living situation. He lives at 8th Street with relatives. He's unemployed, supported by odd jobs. I would be asking, Your Honor, for release on his own recognizance until the date of trial with his checking in with the court.
He's got a pot.
All right, Mr. Sevi, I'm going to go 750 bondable. You make that bail, young man, you get out of jail, you go down, you report upon release to the Reno Municipal Court. Bail laws, no alcohol, no drugs, and no contact with, what's the location?
It was the J Resort. Give me a second. Pull up
At
the address. Odyssey kicked me off.
Okay, we got the J Resort. You know where that's at, Mr. Sebe. And a legal defender's been granted, so that's going to be the bail situation, sir. Thank you. Okay, Saavedra. Is it Saavedra Figueroa, Marshall? Saavedra Figueroa, is that you, Mr. Figueroa?
It's Saavedra Figueroa.
I wasn't even close. Go ahead, City.
Here, try.
Your Honor, it looks like he has 2 pending similar cases. This was a Smith's trespass. Not sure what the 2 pending cases are for, but the bail was set at $2,500. As far as the trespass goes, I think $1,000 would be fine. Again, I don't know what those other 2 cases are, and I don't have a risk assessment for him.
All right, Ms. Burning.
Your Honor, there is no risk assessment. My client is self-employed full-time, has an address on Janelle Drive in Carson City. I would be asking for his release on his own recognizance. He's willing to check in with the court.
All right, Mr. Saavedra, it's going to be $1,000 bondable. You make the bond. You report upon release to the Reno Municipal Court. Your pretrial conditions will be bail laws and no contact in any regard with the Smiths at 7750 South Meadows. Thank you, sir. Okay, let's go. I'm an OP. Christine Porter, 07612. No bail's been set yet. What do we want to do? Quit picking your nose this morning. What are we gonna do?
Your Honor, it looked like there were some mental health issues possibly in this case, based on her behavior with the officers. She scored a moderate. I think about $750 would be fine.
Miss Burning?
Your Honor, my client does not have an address. Her address is non-fixed. She was on the MPRA, I believe she was a 5. I would be asking, she's going to have to stay in jail unless the court can agrees to release her on her own recognizance. She was here on obstructing and resisting. She's ready to, in her words, behave in a more civil manner, and I believe her.
Of course you do. Miss Porter, what have you got to say for yourself?
To get in contact with my mom, and she lives long distance.
All right.
And maybe my mom and a few of my relations can end up helping out with that $750.
It's going to be a $500 bondable. You make that bond, you report upon release, the Reno Municipal Court of Bail laws. No contact with Cassandra Dotson at 200 Mill Street, number 553. And you got a legal defender granted for you. Thank you.
Ron, I think that might be the wrong case.
I think that might be the wrong case. I was going.
As far as just the victim, Your Honor.
Got it.
That's on a different
Got it. Okay, Miss Porter, you can make that bail, report upon release of bail laws, no alcohol or drugs. Okay?
Mhm.
Yeah, are we at Magruder yet?
I love him.
I'm sorry, this is Miss Magruder. God almighty.
This is Miss Porter, Your Honor.
No, this Miss Porter.
Okay.
Judge
Let
Dad
me
going
scroll back
senile.
down. Okay, what are we doing? Resisting a public officer. Take it again from the top.
On
Would-
Miss Porter, you mean?
Yeah, Miss Porter.
All
Zero-
right.
Boom.
Miss Porter, you need to come back up before the judge. Your Honor, she was arrested on 6/12 on this charge of obstructing and resisting. I would be asking, she's non-fixed, she's been in the area for about 3 years. The MPRA, I understand, was around 5. I would be asking for a release on her own recognizance for her to come to court. As I said before, she told me that she would act in a more civil manner, and I believe she would do it.
All right. Miss, you got an objection, Mr. Altum, to OR?
Yes, Your Honor. I think she needs some bail. She's displayed some mental health issues, like we talked about with the officers. There was an initial investigation for domestic battery. They were unable to determine a primary physical aggressor, but she does score a 5, so I think that does indicate some bail is necessary.
All right, Mr. Porter, Miss Porter, I'm going to make it $500 bondable. You make that bond. You report upon release to Reno Municipal Court prior to your trial of bail laws, no alcohol and no drugs. And I want you to apply for a legal defender. Thank you. Okay, did we do McGregor?
No, Magruder.
Okay. Magruder. Don't yell at me. Magruder. James Magruder. Get up here.
He's having a rough night.
Trying to move out the way, lady.
City, it's a pending charge. What's the charge?
Your Honor, it's a domestic. I looked at the Washoe Odyssey website. He just waived on a felony domestic battery by strangulation. His criminal history is pretty bad. Goes back to the early 90s all the way through now. Some felony convictions for violent crimes, threats. Here he pushed and punched Cassandra Dotson, who's the same victim as the domestic battery by strangulation that he just waived on. He scores a high risk 9 on the NPRA risk assessment. I would ask for $10,000 due to that, especially due to that domestic battery strangulation he just waived on with the same victim.
All right, Miss Burning.
Your Honor, I would ask for half of that amount. I think that's adequate. My client would have a job if he were able to make bail, and so I would be asking for a lesser bail.
All right, sir, I'm going to give it a $7,500 bondable. You make that bond. You report upon release, the Reno Municipal Court will bail laws, no alcohol or drugs, and no contact with Cassandra Dotson at 200 Mill Street, number 553. You've already been granted a legal defender. That'll be the order. Thank you, sir. Mr. Marshall, any other interruptions, or can I go back to the beginning?
I am going to interrupt Judge Dad for just one moment because I forgot to do something. I forgot this. The Paw Firm presents
Yes, Your Honor. Go ahead and start with the Did we do Anderson?
No,
Okay, Jesse Anderson, 07565. What's going on with Mr. Anderson? Hello. Open container.
yes, Your Honor.
All right. Hey, I'm not going to waste time. It's going to be an OR release, young man.
Thank you.
You report upon release. You get out. Today is, what is today? Saturday? Monday. Show up at Reno Municipal Court. Your pretrial conditions, obey all laws, no drugs or alcohol. If you
Okay.
don't show up and you get arrested again, do you understand me?
Yes.
That'll be the order. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's go to Earl Cook.
oh no, not an Earl.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Hello, sir. Okay, domestic battery, Second City.
We're asking for 7,000, Your Honor. He scored 10, high risk. He has misdemeanor, felony convictions, violent convictions, substance abuse problems. In this case, it's alleged that he was drunk, pushed the victim, held her down. It's Natalie Taylor is the victim. She had bruising to her upper arms. With all of that, $7,000 appropriate to protect the victim as well as bring him back to court.
All right, Ms. Burning.
Your Honor, my client has had no failures to appear. And on that basis, and he's willing to stay away from the alleged victim. He's willing to wear a scram, Your Honor, so that the court can monitor him all the time as far as his alcohol consumption. He has a full-time job as a forklift driver. I would be asking for an OR release.
All right, Mr. Cook, I'm going to make it $5,000 bondable. You've been given a legal defender. You make that bail, sir. You get out of jail. You report upon release to the Reno Municipal Court. The conditions are that you are fitted with a scram unit pending your trial, obey all laws, and no contact in any regard with Natalie Taylor at 1855 Selmy, SELMI Drive. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Go to Jennifer Griswold, 07566. Hello, young lady. What are we doing?
Hello.
Y- y- Your Honor, I'd be asking for an OR release. This is a matter of a trespass case. My client has an unfixed address, and it tells me she's willing to come to court.
I've got it set at 500. Do you want any variance from that, Mr. Alton?
Your Honor, I'll just submit it. You have the information.
All right. Okay, Miss Griswold. How do you say it?
It's full.
Okay, something like that. All right, I'm going to give you an OR. That means you get out today. I'm trusting you on this. You report upon release Monday to the Reno Municipal Court. Your conditions prior to trial: obey all laws, no alcohol or drugs, and no contact with Canyon Flats at 661 University Way. Do you understand?
Can I come back here to
No,
prepare?
Reno Municipal Court. Talk to the people.
I don't have transport.
You got to find it. All right. Find some way down there. Have the marshal take you down there and have take you out for a latte and a cappuccino. I'm kidding. Find your way down to the Reno Municipal Court. Okay. Obey all laws. No alcohol, no drugs. Don't go to Canyon Flats, 661 University Way. Give me an OR, young lady. Don't prove me wrong. Okay. Thank you. All right. Let's go to Carlos Guillen Garcia.
That's a girl, Finna 7. I was trying to wait for a long enough break to let you know. the one in Orange there, they actually did her twice because he screwed it up the first time. But yeah, they're all bunched up, but that is a woman. But they did say she's got mental health problems, so maybe they either have experienced something with her or maybe they're just getting that vibe.
I think it's, what are we doing? This is 07567. What are we doing, Mr. Oldham?
Your Honor, he's charged with, he's arrested for domestic battery first offense. He has no criminal history. The allegation is that he was shoulder checking his father. He did blow a 248 PBT. That's pretty high. City's recommendation based on the domestic battery allegation balanced with the alcohol and no criminal history is for $1,500 with no drinking.
Ms. Burning?
Your Honor, my client is willing to wear a scram. I would ask for his release on his own recognizance and for him to check in with the court.
Mr. Guillen Garcia, you willing to put on a scram?
Yes, Your Honor, yes.
All right, this is what I'm going to do, young man. I read your report this morning. I'm going to give you an OR. You report upon release to the Reno Municipal Court. You're going to be fitted for with the scram unit, which is a 24/7 monitor on the alcohol since you blew a 2.48. No contact with the victim, who's your father, Efren Guillen Cruz at 8903 Red Baron Boulevard. Obey all laws, no drugs or alcohol. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, they'll get you an arraignment date too. You're getting a legal defender. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Lanessa Henderson,
What do I do now? Go back.
7610. What are we doing with Miss Henderson? What is the charge?
The domestic battery, Your Honor, city's gonna ask for $2,500 bondable. She scored a 9 high. She has some mental health issues, possibly some substance abuse issues. Her criminal history includes obstructing, resisting several times, several battery arrests and convictions, some DUIs, a drug case. We're gonna ask for $2,500 with no contact with Jason Henderson.
Not gonna lie, I'm a little surprised to see all these high scorers. We've had, the 8s and the 9s, and you don't usually see so many of them.
All right, Miss Burning.
Your Honor, my client's willing not to contact Mr. Henderson. I would be asking for the court to lower my client's bail to $750. I think that's enough to get her attention on this case.
All right, young lady, I'm going to put it at 1,500. I see you're going to retain private counsel. If that falls into the toilet, I want you to apply for a legal defender. Your pretrial conditions, young lady, you make that bail, you report upon release to the Reno Municipal Court. Your conditions are simple: no alcohol, no drugs, and no contact. Obey all laws, no alcohol or drugs, no contact with Jason Henderson at 12040 Cooligan Pass Trail. All right, that'd be the order. Thank you.
I have a question. My sister is staying with us until tomorrow. So if my sister were to come pick me up and Jason were to leave, because my sister would be talking to him, and he were to leave and I were to go there and pick up my belongings and then leave, my credit card, my everything like that, so that I could get a hotel, is that allowed? Like, go to the address, but without him not there?
Yeah,
then-
that's
Okay.
fine. Problems with that. Just stay out of. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right, let's go to Jose. We ought to do that. Jose Martinez Gonzalez.
José Martínez González.
That doesn't look like that. Oh, that's an interpreter. I thought that was Jose Martinez Gonzalez. All right, what are we doing, Mr. Alton?
¿Qué hacemos, señor Alton?
Your Honor, we're going to ask for $5,000 bondable.
Su señoría, vamos a solicitar una fianza de $5,000 con fiador.
Looks like he was arrested in January for DUI and just convicted a few days ago.
Parece que él fue arrestado en enero por conducir bajo los efectos y recibió una condena recientemente.
In this case, he crashed and hit and ran.
En este caso, él provocó un choque y se dio a la fuga,
Even though he wasn't charged with that yet.
aunque no ha sido imputado con eso aún.
He's also charged with fleeing from officers and driving on a revoked driver's license due to DUI.
Was he still within the time limit?
I don't know.
También se lo ha imputado de fugarse de los agentes y conducir con una licencia revocada por el resultado de conducir bajo los efectos. ¿Hay algún límite de tiempo? No lo sé.
What do you, Mr. Alton, what are you asking for, 5,000?
5,000. This is a domestic, a second offense allegation. He was also 186.
Got it. Miss Burning?
Your
¿Qué
Honor,
estás-
We have the
you,
interpreter.
oh,
¿Qué está
sorry.
solicitando, señor Alton? $5,000. Este es el segundo delito que se alega y el nivel era de .186. Señorita Berning,
Your Honor, I would be asking for the court, for my client to be released on $1,000 bail. He works full-time at Aspen, and he's willing to wear a scram, in order to have that happen and to check in with the court.
su señoría, voy a solicitar que imponga para mi cliente una fianza para su libertad de $1,000. Él trabaja de tiempo completo en Aspen y está dispuesto a utilizar un grillete Scrum y a reportarse con el tribunal.
All right, young man, I'm going to make it $7,500 bondable.
Muy bien, señor, le voy a hacer la fianza de 7,500 confiador.
Are you still retaining private counsel?
¿Todavía usted está procurando un abogado privado?
All right, let me make a suggestion. Apply for a legal defender.
Déjeme hacerle una sugerencia. Solicite un defensor legal público.
You make
un defensor público.
Yes, I would like a public defender.
and apply for it. The jail's got the applications there.
Entonces solicítelo, en la cárcel están los formularios.
Okay.
Okay.
Your conditions, you make bail, young man. You report upon release to the Reno Municipal Court.
Señor, sus condiciones, si usted paga la fianza, es reportarse inmediatamente cuando quede en libertad con el Tribunal Municipal de Reno.
No alcohol or drugs.
No consumir alcohol o drogas.
And enhanced supervision pending your trial.
Y supervisión incrementada pendiente a su juicio.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Una pregunta.
I have a question.
¿Cuándo puedo quedar en libertad? Posiblemente.
When will I be released?
When you
Possibly. Cuando usted pague la fianza.
Pero,
Thank-
pero
Let's
no-
go to Nielsen.
Eso
Honor,
es todo, señor.
I'm sorry. I think the defendant was still trying to say something.
Oh, I didn't see that. Go ahead. What else have you got to say, sir?
¿Qué más quiere preguntar, señor?
Sí, que no tengo, digamos, para así como para pagar fianza. Y no tengo contactos, entonces no pude sacar números para contactarme con familiares o.
The thing is that I don't have to make bail. I don't have any contacts. I couldn't get any phone numbers to contact friends or family.
You know, that's a good point. Next time you drive on a second time DUI with the revoked license and everything else that was involved, make sure that you have a good array of contacts to give you a hand. Thank you, sir.
Muy bien, señor, eso es un buen punto. La próxima vez que usted decida conducir bajo los efectos en un segundo delito y con una licencia revocada, asegúrese de tener una gran cantidad de contactos para que lo ayuden. Gracias, señor.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Christopher Nielsen. 07611. What are we doing with this?
Your Honor, the city's recommendation will be for 2,000. There's a moderate risk here. We're going to ask for no contact. According to the reports, it was some kind of unwanted advances. And then after police had spoken with him, this is all according to reports. Obviously, I'm not a witness, but according to the reports, after they had already spoken with him, he reached out again to Lauren and Morris, both kind of regular spellings, LAURENMORRIS. He reached out to her again after officers told him not to. So some bail is appropriate since he continued to reach out to her.
Miss Burning?
Your Honor, my understanding is they never saw one another. This was on Instagram. This was messaging. I'm asking for OR release. My client scores on the NPRA. I think I've never seen this before. He scores a 0. He has no
And
FTA.
Word louder, please.
Oh, okay.
Kidding. Okay, Mr.
Don't-
Sen, I'm
I'm-
going to give you an OR release. You get out of jail. Did you apply for a legal defender?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You get out of jail. You report. I'm doing this because of the low NPRA score. You get out of jail. You're in charge of your destiny, young man. You report upon release to the Reno Municipal Court. Now that'll be Monday. It'll be obey all laws, no alcohol or drugs, and no contact in any regard with Lauren Morris, MORRIS, at 1 North Virginia Street.
Absolutely.
Indirect contact, don't email, don't text, don't do that other stuff that they do modernly. Don't have anyone else contact her. If you do, you go back into jail. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let's go to Jordan Park. Hello, what do we Park? What's the charge?
It's an allegation of domestic battery, Your Honor.
Okay, what's your suggestion?
She scores a 6, moderate. She had a recent domestic disturbing the peace conviction a few years ago. City's going to be asking for $1,000 bail. It's not entirely clear that the alleged victim, Noe Guerrero, is entirely cooperative. The facts are a little might indicate lack of cooperation as well as possible mutual combat.
All right, Miss Park, I'm going to give you an OR release. Now, it was originally set at 1,500. If you prove me wrong, you go back to jail. Monday, you report upon release to the Reno Municipal Court, obey all laws, no alcohol or drugs, and no contact in any regard with Noe Guerrero at 1675 Sky Mountain Drive, 823. And young lady, apply for legal defender if you haven't already.
Okay, can I say something or ask something?
I wouldn't.
We share a child together, so I don't know how we're supposed to have communication to drop off our child. Do we just have like a third party do that, or how are we supposed to go about that?
What do they do on that one, Kathy?
Well, it depends on if the person has gotten a
Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to take the case off. I was trying to stop the green screen background thing. I'll put it back. Give me 1 second. I have to take this off. I was playing around with the virtual background and I wanted it to be the paw firm, but with no lighting behind me, it didn't work. It didn't work well. Yeah, oops, quap. Dang it. Yeah, that too. Oh, yeah, okay, I'll put it back. And I have some others lined up that I think you're gonna love. Okay. I just gotta go back like 10 seconds ish.
gotten a TPO or anything like that.
All right.
Excuse me?
I was going to say, unless it's domestic battery, and that's common to have the no contact order in the domestic
Right.
battery.
Right, and a lot of times there'll be an exception to allow a drop off at a neutral place with a third party to work that out.
How does she work that out? Does she do that on her own, or does she go through what does she do?
I think the smarter thing to do so that she's not arrested is to make sure that the court knows and that and that, Your Honor, you include that in your order so that they can exchange the child.
This is what you're gonna do, young lady. Do you have a friend that can handle the pickup and drop off as far as the child is concerned?
Yeah, possibly. We have a friend, Julian.
No contact with him. Have a third party arrange for the pickup and drop off. No contact with him. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
That'll be the order. Thank you. All right, let's go to Christine Porter. We already did Porter. How about Saavedra? We already did Mario Saavedra Pulguera. We're creeping down. Tiffany Zamora.
Yeah, that's me.
What is this young lady charged with?
Your Honor, it's an arrest for a domestic battery. She scored a 7 moderate. She had a 2018 felony domestic battery arrest. I think it looked like it ended up not being prosecuted. She did have a 2022 DUI. The victim is Carla Ayoseda.
You said that?
And this is interesting. According to the report, I think Carla may have been arrested for felony domestic battery strangulation, the same set of circumstances. But nonetheless, until this kind of gets resolved or clarified a little bit, the city's going to ask for $1,000 bail with no contact.
Ms. Burning?
Your Honor, because of these circumstances, I would be asking for an OR release for my client. She lives in Chico, California. My understanding is that she has employment there. And is that right? No, she's unemployed.
Interrupt you. Well, I'm going to give you an OR, young lady. On recognizance release. Don't prove me wrong. You get out of jail, you report upon release to the Reno Municipal Court on Monday. A legal defender's already been granted. Your condition, no alcohol, no drugs, and no contact in any regard with Carla Euseda, E-U-S-E-D-A. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
That'll be the order. Thank you.
Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Betcha. We already did Max Seve. Sure. James Spear. What are we doing with this, Mr. Altham?
Your Honor, the city's going to ask for a $1,500 bail. The allegation here is he spit in the face of a security officer, Alexis Hernandez, security there at the Atlantis. Scores a 7 high with misdemeanor conviction, felony conviction. There's a lengthy criminal history over several states across the western U.S.
Ms. Burning?
Your Honor, I would be asking, this is a simple battery. And he stays at the CARES campus. The big problem is the alcohol. He's willing to check in with the court and do the testing. And on that basis, I would ask for an OR release.
All right, Mr. Spear, I'm going to make it 15. I remember that case from this morning, reviewed it just recently. It's going to be $1,500 bondable. You make that bail, a legal defender's already been granted. You report upon release to the Reno Municipal Court, simple conditions, no alcohol, no drugs, and no contact. Don't go to the Atlantis casino. And
so if I don't make the bail, I have to stay in jail.
That's kind of the conclusion.
So how do I pay the bail if I don't have any contacts?
Sure, hang on, just wait. No contact with the Atlantis and no contact with security officer Alexis Hernandez Ayala, A-Y-A-L-A. Thank you, sir. Okay, let's go to Tony Vasquez Elvir.
No contact with any contact.
Tony Velázquez.
What are we going to do with Mr. Urination? Oh, I remember this. Go ahead.
Adelante.
Your Honor, the city's going to ask for $750 bondable.
Su señoría, la ciudad va a solicitar una fianza de $750 con fiador.
He was arrested on failure to appear in this case as well.
Él también fue arrestado por la falta de comparecencia y este caso.
And the allegations are he was defecating at Acuna Total Car Care over several days.
Y las alegaciones son de que él estaba defecando en Acuña Total por varios días.
What's the address?
¿Cuál es el
Hold-
domicilio?
quick, Your Honor.
Yeah, the address, I remember.
Yeah, just 1 second.
Un segundo.
Shelter 4. Shelter 4.
Shelter 4.
It is 1500 East 4th Street.
Okay, Miss Burning,
1500 el este de la calle 4.
Your
Señor
Honor,
Taberning.
my client says that he works full-time at the Silver Legacy in housekeeping. If he stays in jail, he's likely to lose that. He stays at the CARES campus right now. I would be asking, there's no way for him to get out of jail on any amount of bail unless the court releases him on his own recognizance. And this is a urinating in public and a possession of open container, Your Honor.
Su señoría, mi cliente alega que trabaja de tiempo completo en el Silver Legacy en limpieza. Si él permanece detenido va a perder su trabajo. Actualmente se está quedando en el CARES Campus. Voy a solicitar que no se fije ninguna cifra para fianza, así no podría quedar en libertad. Y la libertad bajo palabra, este es un caso de orinar y tenencia de un container abierto.
all right, no, this was more than urination. This was relieving yourself of human waste. What do they call it? Excrement, something like that. Go ahead.
Esto es más que orinar. Él estaba, no sé cómo es que lo llaman, estaba dejando desechos humanos, excrementos.
All right, yeah, it's going to be $500 bondable.
Muy bien, la fianza va a ser de $500 con fiador.
I'm doing that because it was a very, very disgraceful act that you did.
Estoy haciendo eso porque ha sido muy, muy desagradable el acto que usted hizo.
Now you make that bail, you report upon the release to the Reno Municipal Court. Go ahead.
Usted sí puede pagar la fianza, se va a reportar inmediatamente cuando quede en libertad con el Tribunal Municipal de Reno.
Conditions, no alcohol, no drugs,
Las condiciones son no consumir alcohol ni drogas
and no contact at all with 1500 East 4th Street.
y ningún contacto para nada con la dirección del 1500 del este de la calle 4.
All right. Thank you. Thank you,
Gracias.
Mr.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
I think, is that it? Ladies,
Tengo a
Yes,
mi
Your Honor.
hermana. Hey, tengo una pregunta. Tengo a mi hermana que me puede dar el dinero.
I have a question. I have my sister. She can give me the money.
Ya.
okay. It's good to have a sister like that.
Me
Muy
dice
bueno.
dónde
Es bueno tener una hermana como ella.
puedo ir a traer.
Okay, thank you.
Gracias.
Anything else?
Oh. Oh, that last one. Oh, that was not right. That was not right. Yeah, no. No, 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 no. Well, you know there are bathrooms where he works. Hello, Salty Buddha. You're never too late. Thank you for coming. So y'all know that Judge Fleischer is all the rage. And I haven't been, playing him just because I didn't want it to seem like I jumped on the bandwagon. But he's great. I do love him and he is fun. So I'm going to jump on that bandwagon. I really do like him. I really, really do like him. I'm going to just scooch ahead here a little bit.
You see it?
Judge, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on with the camera. I don't
No,
understand.
I can see you now.
We can't.
Judge, can I give you this? This is Gabriel's first violation. And this
It's
is-
not his first file.
No, I'm saying one from February. And then
Right.
This is the one, the new one
Okay,
that they put into the front of it.
got it. Okay, thanks.
Okay, scooch a little more. I want to see Judge Fleischer. Okay, we might not get to see him today.
Robbery case that they were potentially going to file. No. Are you flying solo today? Do we not have a chief?
Yes, Your Honor. Something's gonna go here at some point.
Lavelle here today?
Lavelle's on vacation.
I looked into it a little bit as well, but all I could see was that one tiny little mention of it in one of the police reports. Other than that,
Okay, I'm gonna go back just a tiny bit because I want to know what that little mention was, that what he was talking about.
I'll be right back. Got it. Okay.
very good this morning, guys.
No, pretty good. No problem.
He does sound like a nice guy when he's not admonishing
So
defendants.
Stewart is last name, right?
Yes, sir.
Do we know, do they have any update on the robbery case that they were potentially going to file? No.
No, Your Honor.
Are you flying solo today? Do we not have a chief?
Yes, Your Honor. Something's gonna go here at some point.
Lavelle here today?
Lavelle's on vacation.
I looked into it a little bit as well, but all I could see was that one tiny little mention of it in one of the police reports. Other than that,
Yeah, I really love him. He's hilarious.
We're now here on number 4. Mr. Stewart, you now, from what I understand, have been charged with another evading arrest. You're facing up to a year in jail and a $4,000 fine on that one. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. On May 31st, 2024, officers conducted a traffic stop in a marked patrol vehicle for fictitious paper plate. Defendant was the passenger. As the officer approached in full uniform, the defendant got out of the vehicle and refused commands to get back into the vehicle. Defendant then began running from the original location and into his grandmother's house. While he was running, officers in uniform repeatedly told the defendant to stop running. Upon searching the vehicle, officers found 113.8 grams of marijuana. The defendant ran for approximately 230 meters.
Where was the marijuana?
Where defendant Stewart was sitting, Your Honor.
Judge, the DIMS that I read said nothing about a fictitious paper plate.
Regardless, what we have is he's in a car, he's in the passenger seat, cops pull him over, he doesn't comply with commands, and then just starts taking off. And then when they search the car, they find a bunch of weed.
But it has to be a lawful detention. You're allowed to leave and run if they don't have reasonable suspicion of criminal activity, but which I don't think they had.
Well, I mean, they're starting their investigation, right? They haven't even begun to investigate. All they're doing is they're asking him to stay put, and boom, he takes off.
Which I think you are legally allowed to do unless there's reasonable suspicion at that point in time to detain someone, which there was not.
Did they,
Your Honor, well, the DIMS do not mention that it's a fictitious license plate. It is in the offense report.
And I actually read that and I didn't see anything in the defense report either.
is there like smell of marijuana? Is there, what?
No, Your Honor, it is, the officers conducted the traffic stop on the vehicle for a suspicious license plate that gave no return through the system. And then while the officer is approaching the vehicle, the defendant gets out of the car, refuses to get back into the car, and then runs away.
But a suspicious license plate is a conclusory statement. That's not a violation of the law.
Having a license plate that does not return anything in the NCIC, TCIC system is a violation of the law. You are required to register your vehicle.
What does it mean? What does he actually say in the police report? 'Cause I didn't see, maybe I misread it, but
We observed suspect touring driving a gray Chrysler variant paper plate F9523R, not returning to any vehicle.
That's
illegal.
clearly a violation. They go up to the car. All they're trying to do is investigate, and boom, he goes.
so it said not returning to any vehicle.
Yeah, sure. When you run the paper plate through the NCIC, TCIC system, it will return the number of the vehicle and whether or not it's registered and whether or not it has insurance.
Okay, yeah, I just didn't see that in the DIMS.
So, and you know, when you told me this, 'cause when you approached me the other day, you told me that this was an old case from way back when. It's a new case. It's May 31st.
It was sorry for the miscommunication, but it was from before we had approached on the previous case. So we had been here, I think, on June 6th about the new case, and you had given him his bond conditions. This was from before that.
So what day did he get out of jail?
On the, what was it, ninth?
It was like, because I was in custody on 7.
He was released the 7th, Your Honor.
Of June.
Yes, sure. He was brought back into custody on the 12th.
This defense attorney.
What time of day or night was this?
Your Honor.
What is it? What time?
5 p.m.
5 p.m.
You have the bond judge. I just wanted to address the PC with you. I didn't see that in the police report, that it didn't come back. Maybe I misread it.
So tell me about the weed. What's going to happen with that? Because how much weed was there?
113.8 grams.
Do we know if that's going to be filed?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. I'll look into it.
All right, so Mr. Stewart, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Where do we go from here? I mean, we're now on charge number 4. How do we get it to stop?
Why are you gonna, you could give me 12 to 11. I'm not trying to do nothing wrong. Like I honestly don't know.
Drama follows you, man. I know you're telling me you don't want to, but somehow drama follows you. Where do we go from here? What do we do?
I think he needs to get a job or preferably get back to school. Something.
So what about the other person, Logan? The other person get arrested as well? And who is that? So we can make sure that he's not hanging around. I'm going to tell you now, Mr. Stewart, if I find that you're slinging, I'm going to freaking lose it. Do you understand?
That's right.
If you're slinging, I'm going to lose it. You know that you should be on your best behavior. And there is over 100 grams, it's over 100 grams where you are sitting.
Your Honor, he is He did not pick up a charge in this transaction. However, he does have pending charges in court set.
The name?
Defendant's name is Christian Torin.
Okay, you're not allowed to hang around this person. Do you understand? And now, I mean, yeah, what do we do?
Need a whole new circle of
You're
friends.
right that he needs to find something to do at this time. He needs to get a job. I wouldn't object to that as a condition of his bond or get back.
We have a curfew on him right now, Tracy, right?
No, I was doing conditions. Let me check on.
Put him in boot camp.
Okay, so.
You do have an ankle monitor.
They
That's
cut it,
cool.
they cut
No,
it.
we do. I mean, I'm looking at it. There's 9 PM to 6 AM. And there is a GPS monitor. Right.
Oh, the additional orders, my bad, yeah.
Okay, so. I guess we'll just keep all conditions now. Okay? The conditions will stay as is. You pick up the 5th case. If I find that you do one thing wrong, I'm telling you, you will remain in orange. I'm not giving you a PR bond. So I don't know, you're gonna have to post it, get out, but I can't possibly give you a PR bond on your 4th case. So I don't know what to tell you, man, but if you do get out, you will have an ankle monitor. You'll have all the same conditions. No slinging. Do you understand, Mr. Stewart? You should know better than this. Okay.
No,
I guess
it's
that's it.
illegal there.
We'll just put you back and we'll see. I mean, just give me a heads up if he bonds out and I mean, I'm not gonna give him a PR bond. I can't. You know, it's not on the 4th case, man.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you.
Sorry, man.
All right, Judge, page 11, Miranda.
Yeah, I'm completely pro legalization.
Me llamo Luis, con mucho gusto. Parece aquí en el centro.
But if it's illegal there,
Nomás contesta así,
stop.
no, señor, con respeto y nomás escucho.
Acérquese aquí y solamente mire los huesos. Saquen las manos del bolsillo. Muy bien.
What, Victoria, what page?
Page 11.
Are you Noelia Miranda Padilla?
Miranda Padilla, yes.
Ma'am, you were charged with liquor consumed during prohibited hours. You were facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine.
Too much money in it.
We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and interviews with the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you.
On June 9th, 2024, detectives from the Vice Division Club Squad conducted an investigation at Toxiquist Bar. Officers were dressed in plain clothes and driving unmarked vehicles. Officers have received a tip that the bar was serving alcohol after 2 AM. Officers observed a female bartender, later identified as the defendant, serving drinks. An officer purchased a dose of keys from the defendant for $6. Dose keys is
Sorry, a little slower.
Sorry.
Could go back to the female bartender and from there.
Officers observed a female bartender, later identified as the defendant. She was serving drinks. Officer purchased a dose of keys from the defendant for $6. Dose of keys is greater than 4% alcohol by weight. After the beer was purchased, the arrestee made entry, took the defendant into custody. The defendant was ID'd by passport. All of this took place after 2 in the morning.
Todo esto es,
All of this took place after 2 in the
todo esto,
morning.
perdón, tomó lugar después de las 2 de la mañana.
Ms. Miranda Padilla, I'm going to find that there's probable cause. Tell me, are you a United States citizen?
No.
Are you in this country with or without permission, man?
Sin permiso.
No.
No.
No, señor.
No, señor.
No, sir.
So you're not in this country with permission?
Es con permiso.
No.
What happens if you go to jail, man? No, Israel, I want her to think about it. What happens if you go to jail?
¿Qué pasa si usted va a una cárcel? Immigration will get a hold of me.
You will be stuck in jail until immigration does whatever they're going to do to you. And it's going to be at least a minimum of 6 months that you spend there waiting for something to happen. Be very careful, because I will not give you any more PR bonds. You pick up any more cases, you go to jail, you may be there for a very long time. Mr. Santana, what happened? Is she currently working there still, or did they fire her?
They did not fire the judge, and we're waiting on orders with this board if she's allowed to continue working or not.
I mean, I don't want to restrict her from working, right? But is this an after-hours spot? What is this?
It's a problem bar.
It's a what?
It's an after-hours spot.
Un club después de horas.
Do they have a special license that they're allowed to serve after hours, or it's just a straight?
It's just a straight.
Sirven alcohol después de horas.
Okay, I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to serve after hours.
Alcohol después de horas.
I don't want to take your privilege to work away from you, but do not pick up any new cases. You are now on notice that you are not allowed to serve alcohol past 2 in the morning. You understand? If I find that you're doing this again, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. So let's just do no selling alcohol past 2 a.m. I would also counsel you to be very careful who you serve to. I would card everyone to make sure that you're not serving a minor, because if you do, you will be back here in custody as well. Now, you have a lawyer. Good job on having a lawyer. I will waive your appearance, but you must stay in touch with Mr. Santana, and he will tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If Mr. Santana tells me that he cannot get a hold of you because you're playing games, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. You understand? Okay, I'll have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, we'll have you take a seat in the jury box where we'll get your bond conditions. We will have you sign it, and after that, you'll be free to go.
Thank you. Can we do
Thank you.
one more?
Yes, right, yeah,
I'll come back
for
to
sure.
the other.
After that, may I be excused, Judge?
Thank you, Mr. Santana. Okay, you ready? No, Mr. Rushing, I want to do, we have,
Three, Cordova.
yeah.
Cordova. uh-huh.
I can do a push for an payment.
¿Necesitas
on the
intérprete?
PC. Yes.
¿Hablas inglés?
No,
Listo. Me llamo Luis, el intérprete, mucho gusto. Acérquese aquí, por favor. Solo mire el juez y le contesta con respeto, sí, señor, y no, señor. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Armando Angel Hernandez Cordova.
Yes, sir. Hernández.
This is you.
Solo español. Yes, sir. You got him.
You were charged with driving while intoxicated. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. On June 6th, 2020. Construction workers had stopped a vehicle which was traveling the wrong way in construction zone on the west San Houston Turnpike. Officers observed the defendant's vehicle at the construction site and spoke with the witness, who said that he observed the male driving the car past the orange barrels. The blocking entrance to the construction site. The driver stopped behind the truck on the site and advised that the driver looked intoxicated, so they took away his keys. The defendant was ID by his Texas driver's license. Officers observed bloodshot eyes, swaying, slurred speech, and then admitted to drinking beer. The standard field sobriety test were conducted. 6 of 6 for the HGN. And the defendant refused to conduct the walk and turn and the one-way stand.
La prueba del camino giro y paro de una pierna.
Officers read the DIC and a blood warrant that was executed.
Can you see if he has any prior to the guys?
Yes.
You said that, have you seen if he has a Texas driver license? Okay. Mr. Cordova, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Tell me, are you a United States citizen?
¿Sí o no? No.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
Con permiso. With permission.
Understand that that permission can always be revoked. The more criminal cases you have, the higher likelihood you have of that happening. As it stands right now, I'm ordering you not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Do you have valid liability insurance in your name?
¿Seguro de automóvil en tu nombre? Yes.
As long as you have both, you may drive. Mr. No will tell you if your license becomes suspended. If it does, then you may not drive. I will waive your appearance so you don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with counsel and he will tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If he tells me he cannot get a hold of you because you're playing games and you're not responding to his phone calls or text messages, I will revoke your bond and I will issue a warrant.
You? Yes, I understand.
For now, we'll have you go to Victoria. We'll have you sign a reset. You'll get with Tracy for your bond conditions, and after that, you'll be free to go. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Please.
The other two were really tall, really, really tall.
I'll come back and do a couple more.
Okay, I need, hold on. I'm gonna try to get off so I can get the camera working real quick. Give me 5 minutes. I wanted to end this.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Yeah. It wouldn't be a stream of mine if I didn't do something goofy like that. Oh, yep, forgot you mentioned it first. All right. What I was saying was he's stopping his stream. But I found another one. It's the most recent one that he has. But he's not on camera on that one either. What is up with this? Hold on, I need my Judge Fleischer fix. He's not on camera on any of these. This is craziness. I'm going to have to go back a little ways. What happened? They need to fix that now. Okay, so 4 days ago, he had his camera working, and he's in a pink suit. So we're gonna go to 4 days ago with him in his pink suit and blue striped bow tie and blue shirt. Let's see here.
Said after that, I'm gonna have you take a seat in the first pew. Okay. Do we know if this complaining witness wants to have contact with Mr. Looney Bones?
Judge, I think no threatening and harassment would be appropriate. We spoke to the complainant. He's not denying what happened, but he doesn't seem particularly interested in jail or anything like that.
All right, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case, sir. I am ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any threatening or harassing contact with the complaining witness and not to be in possession of any weapons. There's a protective order that's been issued in this case. I would get to know it. If you violate the protective order, the state can and will file a violation against you. That's another case, and I'm telling you, it's one of the worst cases you can pick up. You got out of jail because you got a free bond. Behave yourself while you're out there in the free world, because if you don't, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail, you will not get more PR bucks. Do you understand? What do you do for a living?
Aircraft refueling.
Sir?
Aircraft refueling.
Okay, how old are you, bud?
What you say?
How old are you? You're 20. How much money you make a month? $3,000. That's great. You make that much money. Okay, we're gonna reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. That's really great that you're doing that. Just keep up the good work, stay out of trouble. I don't wanna have to put you in jail. Do you understand? So for now, I'm gonna have you get a Victoria. We'll have you sign a reset. After that, I'm gonna have you take a seat in the first pew over there while we get your bond conditions. Don't leave until you have bond conditions in your hand. When you come back, please have a lawyer, sir.
Okay, I was just checking to make sure I wasn't muted. I think he's actually more animated when he knows the camera's working. When the camera's not working, he's, he does his thing. But when the camera's on, he does his thing.
Well, so do you mind filing no threatening, harassing, and no weapons, please?
Sure. Go ahead and sign. Judge page 6. Garcia, come on up. Julio Roberto Garcia.
So there's two.
Luis Spanish.
Please. Is it under Garcia? What's it under?
Hola, ¿qué tal? Me llamo Luis Linda, con mucho gusto, hermanito. Acérquese aquí al centro. Ajá. Solo mire el juez y le contesta nada más en español y esto pronto termina y la nota fecha para que vuelva.
Yeah, let's have him. I have a jury. Deputy Bates, I have a jury coming in here any minute. So that's why we're having him sit in the first pew. So are you Garcia Tiniguar?
Yes, ¿tiene agua? Solo español. Okay, solo le contesta en español. Yes, sure.
Sir, you're charged with racing on a highway. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you. Okay.
On June 4th, 2024, officers on routine patrol observed a gray Toyota Tacoma and Ford Mustang traveling northbound Highway 6.
I'm sorry, what was the car?
Toyota Tacoma and
Una Toyota Tacoma y Ford Mustang. Thank you.
The Tacoma was in lane 1,
La Tacoma
the Mustang was in lane 2, they matched their speeds, and then they accelerated at a high rate of speed and attempted to outdistance each other. The Mustang gained significant distance on the Tacoma. The officer faced the Tacoma at 106 miles per hour and 50 miles per hour.
Sorry, I lost you. Sorry. I'm totally. No. We work together a lot. I lost you at the Tacoma, then going
the Tacoma
trying to outdistance.
Yeah, the Tacoma outdistanced the
Tacoma.
Sorry, the Mustang outdistanced the Tacoma.
Mustang le ganó distancia en la Tacoma.
The officer paced the Tacoma at 106 miles per hour in a 50 miles per hour zone, and the officer conducted a traffic stop. The Mustang disregarded the traffic stop. The driver of the Tacoma pulled over. The defendant was ID'd by his black ID card as the driver. He admitted to going over 80 miles per hour.
So he's in the Tacoma. Okay. Mr. Garcia, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Tell me, are you a United States citizen?
No.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
No, sin permiso. No, without permission.
What happens if you go to jail?
¿Qué pasa si usted va a una cárcel?
Pues depende de mi caso.
Well, it depends on my case.
No, it doesn't depend on your case.
No, depende de su
What
caso.
happens if you go to jail?
Si usted va a una cárcel.
Ya. Sí, lo que pasa es que yo pienso por mi familia. Ya. Y
Well,
yo,
the thing is, I think about my family.
Are you in this country with or
¿Usted
without
está en este
permission?
país con permiso o sin permiso? Saque la
Sin
mano.
permiso.
What happens if you go to jail?
¿Qué pasa si usted va a una cárcel?
Sí, me van a mandar para mi país.
They will send me to my country.
Very good.
Muy bien.
Immigration will put a detainer on you. You will sit in jail until immigration is ready to release you. However that may be. All I know is that you will sit in custody for 6, maybe 9, perhaps even a year, waiting for immigration to decide whatever they're going to do to you. They're so backed up, it takes forever for anything to happen with immigration. I'm now putting conditions on your bond. If you violate these conditions, I will put you in jail. And if you are unlucky enough, you're going to be there for an extremely long time. Do you understand?
¿Entendió? Sí, señor o no, señor.
You do not have a Texas driver license,
Tiene
correct?
licencia para conducir de Texas, ¿no?
No.
You are not allowed
Usted no
to
está
drive.
yo manejar.
I'm now making that a
Ahora le
condition of
estoy
your bond.
haciendo
If I find that you
condición de
drive,
fianza. Yo me doy cuenta que usted
I'll have a
maneja.
contempt hearing. You'll be facing 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. I don't care what your excuse is. I don't care if Mother Teresa has to go to church. You need groceries. Kids got to go to school. You cannot justify getting into a car.
Es un carro.
Do you understand?
¿Usted entendió? Yes.
You're going to reset your
Vamos a
case,
aplazarle su caso.
give you time to hire a
Dale
lawyer.
tiempo para que contrate su propio abogado.
Judge Edna Sandro.
Oh, that's right. I saw that. You do have a lawyer, I see.
Oh, ya tiene
So
abogado.
I will waive your appearance. But it's your responsibility to stay in touch with Edna Garcia. I'm
Edna
telling you,
Garcia.
every
Gracias.
single day, I have people stuck in jail on immigration detainers because they make boneheaded moves.
Porque hacen movidas.
Don't do it.
No haga eso.
Okay.
Okay.
So what happened to the co-defendant? Did they catch him or no?
No.
They never caught him. Okay, I will have you come up here, swear to us that you're not gonna drive. After that, bless you. I will get you to Victoria. We will have you sign a reset. And then we will have you take a seat and back while we wait for your lawyer to arrive. Anyone else? Okay.
But on page 17, for Moreno. Brenda Gomez, over to the CTI, says the supervision was-
Hey,
Do you have time to address it off docket matter?
I do, of course.
So this is about our friend, Mr. Stewart. They filed a new case on him, for something that happened back in May.
Is Mr. Stewart here?
I wanted to get him here, but he can't drive according to your order, so he's having trouble getting here, but, and if you're okay with it, I'd like to address PC because I see a major issue.
No. I mean, he's gotta be here, just like we do with everyone else, you know?
Thank you, Judge.
Well, hold on a second. So is he supposed to be here today?
No, sir. It's just a warrant that was issued.
What are they
looks like
charging with now?
Evading.
Another one?
Another evading from back, I think, May 31st is the offense date.
I guess, is he supposed to be here Friday? Or is it a
It's
2B?
just a warrant, it's just a 2B, so there's no,
All right, so get him here whenever you can, and then if you want to do it tomorrow, we can do it tomorrow.
Okay, Judge, I'll get him up.
But, I mean, how are we gonna, when does it stop?
I honestly think there's a major PC issue here, but we can address it.
Yeah, I mean, get him here and then we'll address it together. And then if it's not, it's not, you know?
We gotta talk about a higher fee for this guy.
Be careful. what you do. Yeah,
Okay, thank you, Judge.
all right.
Judge, we do have one, that was released from custody. On page 45 and 46. 98.
Is she here? Where is she?
No, wait,
Okay, and then after this, you want to get the jury? Guys, are you ready? Nathan? Kevin, you ready? Okay, let me do this real quick. And
I'm not your attorney, but I'm gonna stand next to him. I'm tough.
Thank you.
I try.
Oh, yeah, I was happy to do that.
Are you Aaron Teresa Riley?
Yes, sir.
Do we know, did they give her another PR bond? What happened here? Did you post a surety bond or did you get another PR bond?
No, I posted a surety bond.
Miss Riley, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon, racing on the highway from cases that are from September of 2023. And now you've picked up a failure to identify oneself while being a fugitive from justice. On the new case, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
On June 2024, officers observed a vehicle that had a fictitious license plate similar to those used by sovereign citizens. The officer conducted a traffic stop. The defendant was asked for her license, but she said she did not have one since she was not driving but traveling. Officers asked her for her name, to which she replied that she has no name. After asking multiple times, she advised that her last name was Teresa, her first name was Erin, and that her date of birth was August 17, 1985. Officers then used PCIC to look for her information. It had negative results. She was identified via APIS. She had open warrants out of Harris County court file.
She gave what name again?
Erin Teresa. She said her last name was Teresa, Your Honor.
Got it. Okay. Ms. Riley, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. You have a valid Texas driver license, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Can you run her license, please? You have valid liability insurance in your name.
Yes, sir.
Then you're not allowed to drive.
I won't be driving.
You're not allowed to be driving, no
won't drive it.
conveying,
No, sir. I
However
won't
you try
travel
to-
or anything.
no getting in the driver's seat.
Yes, sir.
If you do, I will have a contempt hearing. You'll be facing 6 months in jail every single time. Now, what do you do for a living?
I don't work.
How do you survive? How do you eat? How do you get money?
Well, I have a trust fund, but I'm a beneficiary of. My father passed away and he left some assets.
Are you able to afford a lawyer?
Not currently, but
How much is in the trust fund?
quite a bit of assets, not actual dollar amounts. It's assets. I have some mortgages and such. If I have some time, I could possibly be able to talk and get the funds.
No, the problem is that your case is older than Jesus. It's time to do something now.
Yes, sir. I
So-
was trying to do that at my previous court dates. I came twice and I tried to get.
So please, you don't have to say anything. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna appoint your lawyer today. We will figure out today what happens with your cases. Do not leave.
I won't.
Otherwise, I'm telling you, I'm gonna make your bond so high you'll split into 3.
Yes, sir. I would like to settle the matter.
Okay, so, right, I will appoint you someone today and we'll try to figure something out for you, okay? Just for now, I'm gonna have you sign this affidavit, no driving. And then after that, I'll just have you take a seat in the first pew over there and we'll find you a lawyer.
Thank
Do
you.
not leave until I excuse
Yes,
you.
sir.
Okay, please.
Make the bond so high you'll split into 3.
Depends
Wow.
on if we do it. So, guys, trial, guys, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Rooney may step out, please. I'll be right
Okay.
back.
Take the hat off, sir. Stand at the podium.
All right, guys, we are going to start trial. Please do not talk while we have the jury in here. If you need to talk, if you need to use your phone, please do it outside.
Okay, I paused it because, so here's the thing. The whole docket is like 6 hours long, and I have a feeling that's because of the trial. I'm not streaming for no 6 hours long. So what we're going to do like I said, this is a court crawl. We can always come back to Judge Fleischer. I love him, and we will watch him again. But we're going to go crawling on to another court. I did find the TCC that got taken down. I found it. There's a neat little trick that I have when things go night-night. It depends on how they night-night it. and they night-nighted it in a way that I can still see it. So, hi, baby girl. You gotta go potty? All right, give me a minute. All right, so this is tonight's. This is the most recent.
I'm gonna hold you on $100 bond.
Oh, dang it. Oh, they went back in and did it the right way, jerks. How dare they? I have it. I just haven't exported it, so I can't play it. All right, fine. We're going to go. I don't know if this is any good or not, but we're crawling into another court.
He's represented by Ms. Frisbee. We're here for a pretrial conference. In this case, it was previously set for trial. However, the defendant had an active warrant for him, so we canceled the trial, which was back in April. And Ms. Robinson, is there an offer that you're extending to the defendant today?
Yes, Your Honor. The offer is that if the defendant pleads to counts 1, 2, and 4, the people would dismiss the balance. People score the guidelines on that plea at 5 to 23 months and would offer no prison sentence.
All right, that seems to be the offer it's been since November of last year. You had a chance to talk with Mr. Saylor about that, is that correct?
I tried. Every time I go in there, he won't discuss the case with me. He just wants to berate me and yell. I have not had any way to communicate with him. He's just accusing me of not doing my job because he was in jail. It's my fault. There's been a total breakdown of the attorney-client relationship. I've tried twice to talk to him, but he just yells at me. I just start. So I walk out. I mean, that's what I do. So, I know they've been having trouble with them over to jail too. I mean, it's not just me. So I respectfully requesting that he be appointed someone else to work with him because I can't.
Your Honor, can I say something?
Okay.
She's not telling me. Every time I go in there, it echoes in the room. She tells me to be quiet. She sits there and tells me that I lied to her every time. My boss recorded me calling her several times about this. She never picks up. I gave her witnesses that see what happened that night that we planning to see. And she sits there and tells me that I'm lying constantly. I have no problem with her. She didn't even remember setting the trial date. I went to my house to get some clothing because I work in Grand Rapids. I'm an HVAC installer. I got my job back with 8 years of profession. I needed some clothes and some tools. She wasn't supposed to be there. I mean, I wasn't trying to hurt no one. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not out there to hurt nobody. I'm out there to work to support my granddaughters.
So at least from Ms. Frisbee's perspective, she says she can't work with you. You want somebody else?
If she can talk with me, I mean, I'm more than happy to work with her, but she has to understand when you're in jail, it echoes. It's pretty loud.
Especially pretty loud when someone's yelling at you.
I'm gonna try somebody else. Now, we'll find out from the next attorney whether it's you or if it was Ms. Frisbee. But They can't help you if you don't listen to what they have to say. You understand that? I did criminal defense for almost 17 years. A lot of times I gave advice to clients that they didn't want to hear. But it doesn't mean that I didn't have to tell them honestly what my thought of their case was and what their chances were, and explain things to them. You have to hear out whatever lawyer you have that you have. Do you understand that? Just answer for yes or no. Do you understand that that's how that works?
I'm about to lose everything I own. I mean, I'm ready to take like a 9-month deal. I mean, I can't lose everything I own in the city jail and fight for something, then lose everything. I got a 4-month-old granddaughter that depends on
Well,
me, and I got 4 kids.
but the plea offer is not for 5 months. The plea offer is that you be sentenced consistent with the advisory guidelines. They scored them at 5 to 23, so the least that you could expect would be 5 months. The most that you could expect would be a year in the county jail. Now, you've already told me that you have people that would prove that you're innocent, so that tells me that you should strongly consider going to a trial, see what a 12-person jury thinks. But I am going to replace Ms. Frisbee. I'll give you another chance to talk with another attorney. And after going over the case with them, if you want to enter a plea, we'll give it a try. If you want to go to trial, we'll get you on the trial docket just as soon as we can. All right?
I asked if I could get a bond or a test or maybe weekends in jail that I found out there in the minutes, because I really can't lose my job. I've been there for 8 years. I was lucky enough to get my job back. If I'm doing anything, you all drop free every day. How come you're every day?
So the MIDC is going to appoint Attorney Prysock to represent you in this case. I will let him know right away. And out of fairness to you, we'll let that person make the best case they can for bond for you. But also in fairness to the people, we'll give them a chance to respond after they know what you're requesting and the basis for that. So Mr. Prysock will be your new attorney, and when he talks to you, make sure you say, hey, you know, I need a bond here. See if he can get you back in front of me as soon as he can. All right?
I can't get one today.
No, sir. That's all for today. As soon as we, well, let's have a, do we have a next hearing date for Mr. Prysock?
July 9th at 11:10.
All right, July 9th, 11:10. That'll be your next scheduled court date, sir.
Their family is always so important to them. Their kids are so important to them. Their grandkids are so important to them, but not important enough to quit criming.
David Burden.
Yeah, Chili's always a laugh. I think so. I don't know. Deserves to be.
All right, this is case number 2413435, people versus David Burden. Mr. Burden is represented by Mr. Champion. We're set here for a pretrial conference, and apologize for keeping you waiting, Mr. Burden and Mr. Champion. Typically, I run usually within about 10 minutes of your scheduled court date. I had a really intricate juvenile sentencing as an adult on a criminal sexual conduct. We had it set for an hour, and it took about an hour and a half. So that's the only reason we're running a little bit behind today. If you come back again, we'll be a much more time for you.
Wow.
Ms. Robinson, is there an offer that you're extending to Mr. Burden?
There is, Your Honor. The offer is that if the defendant pleads to count 1, the people would dismiss count 2. The people score the guidelines on that plea at 0 to 3 months and would offer a cap at the midpoint of whatever Your Honor would score those guidelines at the time of sentencing. I had the opportunity to speak with Mr. Champion about this case a couple times, including this morning. The people are not going to withdraw that offer at this time, but it's my understanding that we're making a joint request for an additional pretrial. There is a forensic download of the phone that we need to get over to the defense, and some of those additional evidentiary type of issues that we'd like to work through before any offers are removed.
All right, and Mr. Champion, what do you think?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. So, Ms. Robinson, the download has been completed. It just needs to get him a chance to review it. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, Mr. Champion, I can have you back on July 9th at 11:10 if that works for you.
Quick check, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Also, thank you.
What time was that?
11:10.
Thank you to Fiona in Australia. She sent me a super chat through PayPal, and I
All right,
appreciate
we'll
it.
set you there July 9th, 11:10, and that'll be for another pretrial conference.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Folks, have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
Discord's so much fun. Philip and Ems have tailored it to be just the coolest hangout place. I love being in there.
Carl Spradlin?
We'd be happy to help you. Oh, posh. Pish posh. You're not old.
This is case number 976393FH. You are Carl Spradlin, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, now, we're here for an application to set aside a larceny over $100. I see from your application that Ms. Korndike may have assisted in that. Were you expecting her to be here today for you?
I thought she would be here, but I haven't seen her.
Your Honor, her mother died. She's out the street.
I thought Miss Frisbee might be filling in for her. I didn't know.
I wasn't asked to do that. But I
Okay.
can. No, it needs to be.
Well, so I obviously wasn't aware that Ms. Korndike had passed in the family. And certainly you were expecting her to be here. We hired her to do it. We can reset this case for a date that she can be here.
She's out this week, Your Honor. She'll be back next week.
Yeah. So
Could Miss Frisbee fill in for me?
she's not your attorney. You haven't paid her. She's not your attorney. I'm not sure she knows anything about you or what to make. But I appreciate your confidence in her.
Well, I hired her before on the same thing, and
Oh,
so she is aware of what it's all about.
right now, your attorney is Ms. Korndike.
Right.
You can just continue that way. So we'll have you come back on July 15th at 2 o'clock.
July 15th.
July 15th at 2 o'clock. And we'll send out a new notice and we'll let Ms. Korndike know. Okay?
Can I write it down or something?
Sure.
July, you said July what?
July 15th, 2 o'clock.
Okay.
All right, we'll see you then, sir.
All right, thank you.
Coffee. Coffee is life. Ooh, you having fun with that toy?
You have Mr. Vogel?
No, Mr. Reynolds.
All right, I have Mr. Vogel coming up next.
Right.
Then Reynolds. Then LaFlesh.
I talked to LaFlesh.
Mr. Vogel?
Brother, we don't.
All right, this is case number 2413406 FC, people of the state of Michigan versus Brandon Matthew Wirt. Mr. Wirt is here for a hearing to determine whether he should be sentenced as a juvenile or as an adult, and for sentencing on that issue.
I have a feeling that was the case that he was talking about. That when that other guy came in, where he said that it was scheduled for an hour and it took an hour and a half. And because it involves a juvenile, I am not going to show it. So we're going to crawl on to another court. Yeah, that's me too. That is absolutely me too. This is on keep full. You know, like when you have a fuel oil tank and you can, get a quarter tank, half tank, or you can set it up with the fuel oil company that they just come out and they keep your tank full. That's what I have this set on. It's on keep full. And Billy's tail is on the keyboard. So you have food in a couple of these chambers. You cannot convince me that you're starving. Not yet, anyways. I'm sorry. He's mad. He's out of wet food. He's been out of wet food for a day. And you would think I've starved him for a week. Darn cat. He's my baby. I love him. My best friend. He's such a jerk. I love him so much. Hey, you stop that. You stop that right now. That gets you moved. He's also not thrilled with his diet. All right. Let's go here.
Let's get started. All right, so we'll start with number 9, Bostic. That is DeMarcus Wells. Gentlemen, stay in your booths, keep your head up, and pay attention, okay? I'm going to address everybody's bond. Everybody's going to get a bond tonight. Everybody's eligible for a bond. So you need to listen. I'm going to do some conditions with your bond. So your attorney should send you a copy of your bond order, but you may bond out. So you may miss it when they try to get it to you. So make sure you reach out to your lawyer and get a copy of your bond if you don't get one. I want you to know all the conditions of your bond so you won't violate it, okay? So let's make sure that you please ask your attorney for a copy of it also.
Come on, Judge. You know they're going to violate.
All right. So we got position 924 PI 001-760, 95 days without indictment. No bond as of March the 12th. Criminal damage to property, second degree. Entering auto with intent to commit a theft or a felony. Robbery by intimidation, terrorist threats and act, burglary, criminal trespass. Rah!
Marcus Well, 11 cycles, open case, 24 PI 000163, theft by shoplifting. Prior theft by receiving stolen property, 2013. Another theft by receiving stolen property, misdemeanor, 2013. Misdemeanor possession, 2019. Nothing further.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Walter.
DeMarcus Wells is 32 years old. If released, he would be living at 5556 Petite Court, Lithonia. He would be living there with some family. He's been in the Metro Atlanta area for 23 years. He was previously working at Morehouse College as a janitor. He's been at that job for 3 years. He's got his GED with a 12th grade education, and he has 2 children, 9-year-old and a 13-year-old. So he's got work, he's got family, he's got a place, but he does not have a bond. And so I'm asking the court to place, let's go UJR on the criminal trespass, 2,000 on damaged property, 2,000 entering auto, 2,000 on robbery, and UJR on the terroristic threats.
Go ahead. What says the state? Go ahead, Mr. White. Oh, you're on mute right now, Mr. White.
Muted. I'm still.
Yeah, go ahead.
I apologize, Your Honor.
It's okay.
The other piece of that is I managed to close my calendar.
All right, so it's DeMarcus Wells.
Okay. Yeah, I got that part. I just had some notes and I had closed it.
Oh, okay.
Judge, given the fact that this defendant has been in custody for more than 90 days, he is entitled to a bond. And I really have no explanation for why we didn't get this indicted in time to maintain him in a no bond status. Certainly, were I able to argue that, I would argue that. Judge, given this defendant's criminal history and the facts of this offense, the state would request a bond of not less than $100,000 on the burglary, not less than $10,000 on the entering auto, not less than $100,000 on the robbery by intimidation, not less than $10,000 on the terroristic threats, and not less than $1,000 on the criminal damage and criminal trespass. Judge, as the court is aware, purpose of bond is basically threefold. First, to make sure that the defendant shows up or that we can find him when we need to. Two is to an attempt to protect the community. And three, an attempt to deter future criminal conduct, especially by this particular defendant. Not sure that even that amount of bond is going to adequately protect the community, to deter this defendant, or to ensure his attendance at court when called upon to do so. But at least we'll have some chance with the bond of, I believe that if my math is right, not less than $225,000, nothing further.
All right. So on here it says, and maybe Bostic said it said there was an open felony shoplifting, which is probably going to be a pretrial surrender. All right. So we got no drugs unless prescribed, no alcohol, no weapons, no replicas of weapons. Stay away from 1061 White Street Southwest. Stay away from 1117 Lee Street Southwest. No further contact with Emily Robinson, Travis Maynor, Maynor, Dylan, Dilon Gilbert, and Leslie Howard. Yep. Also, sir, since you live in Lithonia, you can stay out of Fulton County. The only reason you come back to Fulton County is court or to see your lawyer. Don't stop and get gas in Fulton County. Throw snacks in your car before you come to court. I don't need you to run out of gas. Make sure your car is full, okay? So let's see, criminal damage property, second degree, 1,000. I'm going by the bond order, Mr. Dukes. Entering auto, 5,000. Robbery by intimidation, 40,000. Terroristic threats, 10,000. Burglary, 20,000. Criminal trespass, 1,000. That's 1,000, 5,000, 40,000, 10,000, 20,000, and 1,000. Sir, and also you'll have an ankle monitor if available, paid for by the county with a 24-hour curfew. Court, lawyer, medical, employment. You have to supply the name of your employer, proof of employment schedule, and the exact location you'll be working. Best of luck to you, sir. You can leave the booth. All right, Mr. Dobbs, we got DeQuavius Holmes.
I'm sorry,
I got you
Judge.
got that next. We'll take yours next.
I mean, I don't even know if we have it. I'm checking to
So
see.
y'all have Demetrius Madison and Rodrigo Woodward.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's see. Position 4, Bostic 24 PI 001543, DeQuavius Holmes. There's no bond as of March the 4th, 2024, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 counts of arson in the first degree.
9 cycles of theft by shoplifting in 11 FTA in 2014 and 2020, on probation for ag assault, sentenced in 2021 out of Forsyth for 1 year confinement, 4 years probation, purchase, manufacture, and sale on probation, sentenced in 2021 for 5 years. Nothing further.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Dobbs.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Holmes is a lifelong resident of the Atlanta area. He resides with his wife at 1478 Raintree Drive, Roswell, Georgia 3007776. His mother also resides locally. Most of his family does. At the time of his arrest, he was afoot at a tire shop changing tires. He was employed at a tire shop changing tires, Judge. Mr. Holmes has been in at this point for 103 days. The state has not moved his case into the next phase, which means, of course, they have restrained his liberty, taken his person, accused him of some things, but have not afforded him the opportunity within 100 days to defend himself. So if there are any defenses to be asserted, they obviously cannot be in the indictment stage. He also is, of course, presumed innocent of all of these charges. The presumption of innocence combined with the fact that the state has not allowed him to defend himself, combined with the strong ties to the area judge, I would submit that Mr. Holmes is a good candidate for bond at this point, and I will ask for a bond of $6,000 on each count. Thank you.
All right, go ahead, Mr. White.
Judge, this is another one where really it's inexplicable and frankly inexcusable that we didn't get this indicted in time to maintain an all bond status for this very dangerous criminal. The state would request that any bond order include a strict stay away, not only from the location, but also from this defendant's co-defendant, Mr. Jason Williams Similton, Similton. Judge, the state would request a bond of not less than hang on just a second. Let me make sure I've got the right case.
Yeah, this is the one where he allegedly poured gasoline on different vehicles.
That's right. Given the fact that that's this one. Judge, given the fact that it was arsons of vehicles, the state would request a bond of not less than $50,000 per vehicle, which would be a total bond of not less than $250,000. Nothing further.
All right, no drugs unless prescribed, no alcohol, no weapons, no replicas of weapons. If it's available, you're gonna have an ankle monitor paid for by the county with a 24-hour curfew. Court to see your lawyer and medical. That's the only reason you leave your house, sir. Court, lawyer, and seek medical attention. Stay away from 1160 Hammond Drive in Sandy Springs. That's E.A.N. Holdings. E as in Edward, A as in Adam, N as in Nancy Holdings. No further contact with your co-defendant, Jason, Jayson Williams, Simon.
And Your Honor, I apologize. EAN Holdings is doing business as Enterprise Rental Car.
Okay, all right, thank you then. That'd be Enterprise Rental Car. So stay away from all those Enterprise Rental Car companies, all right? And no further contact with Ariel Stevens with a PHEN, Derek Shields, Jane Sutherland, Donna, last name Looze, or Madison Spratt, Spratt. All right. So we're gonna make that 40,000 on each count. Best of luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge Manning. May I please be excused? That's my only case for the evening.
Yes, sir. And what I'm doing now is I'm emailing the state and putting like everybody's status. And
Okay, great.
I think you got that. I think you got that email last week.
I did get that email, Judge. Thank you very, very much for that email, and thank you for CCing me on it as well. Have a great evening.
You too. Have a great evening. Do we have Demetrius Madison? Is that who you got in front of you? Well, Miss Beck, although Miss Beck avoids me, showed up late, but I'll still go ahead and take Mr. Madison. Miss Beck, how you doing?
I'm okay. And you're the one that's been on vacation, so I thought you were avoiding.
Position 11, Bostic, 24 PI 0070777, 24 PI 001777. 93 days without indictment. Right now, there is a $2,000 split bond as of March the 13th. 93 days without indictment. Possession of Schedule 1 or 2 with intent to distribute. Possession of Schedule 1 or 2 with intent to distribute. Receipt, possession, and transport of a firearm by a convicted felon, felony first offender. Willful obstruction. Possession of Schedule 1 or 2 with intent to distribute marijuana less than an ounce. Possession of tools for a crime. Wake up, Boston.
Sorry, I was talking, you just couldn't hear me. 10 cycles, open case 24 PI 000013, cocaine, misdemeanor possession, 24 SC 000780, entering auto, ag assault, firearm during firearm. FTA 2019, a VM in 03, and no, the open case, not an open case. He was sentenced for that. Take that back on 24 SC. 24 SC 08, he was sentenced 6/6/24. 1 year confinement, 4 years suspended on that case, FTA in 2019.
All right, go ahead, Ms. Beck.
Thank you, Your Honor. What did you say his bond was at?
It's a 2,000 split bond. So there's 500 on possession of tools for a crime and 1,500 on misdemeanor obstruction. The rest are no bond.
I thought I heard 20,000 and I was like, I wrote this down very incorrect.
2,000. Sorry.
Okay, no, you're good. Mr. Madison is 38 years old. We do have a good address for him in Atlanta, Georgia. He's lived his entire life here in Atlanta. At that address that is in Odyssey, he lives with his sister and her children. His entire family lives here in the state. He previously was working construction, and then he had also worked for DNR Services, and he had had that job for the last 6 years. He does have his GED. We would be asking for a bond not to exceed $500, Your Honor.
All right, go ahead, Mr. White.
Judge, I believe that this defendant, yeah, correct, is in a no bond status on what, 5 of the 7.
Right.
On the, and Judge, the fact that he's got 2 other open and unindicted, was just barely sentenced on a 3rd case, and then he's picked up this one. He's definitely not a good risk for bond. Again, Judge, it's really inexplicable and frankly inexcusable that this case has not been indicted within the 90 days in order to maintain the no bond status and keep this very dangerous criminal off the streets. However, since we did not get it indicted, the state would request that any bond order may contain a strict stay away from the 2 co-defendants in this case, Mr. David Cates and a Mr. Marvin Render. Also would request, because essentially this is a trafficking case, and the other 2 or at least one of the other 2 co-defendants is charged with trafficking, the state would request a bond of not less than $25,000 on each of the 2 possessions of the Schedules 1 and 2, not less than $25,000 on the firearm offense, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Oh wait, there's 3, so not less than $25,000 each of the 3, and then not less than $25,000 for a bond of not less than $100,000.
So I got Marvin Render. What's the name of the other co-defendant?
David Cates, Kates.
Okay, gotcha. All right. No drugs unless prescribed, no alcohol, no weapons, no replicas of weapons. Stay away from 2460 Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. No further contact with your co-defendants, David Cates or Marvin Render. Got everything. All right. So possession of one, Schedule 1 or 2. It's going to be 10,000 on each of those. So all 3 of those will be 10,000 apiece. The firearm, that's 25,000 apiece on each firearm, 5,000 on the obstruction, and 500 on the marijuana less than an ounce. So that's 10, 10, 25, 5, 10, 500, and 25,000. Best of luck to you, sir. All right.
May I
Thank
be
you.
excused, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am, Ms. Beck. Good to see you.
Thank you. You too.
All right, now we've got Rodrigo Cortez. Is he here? All right, Mr. Cortez, thank you. Thank you, South Annex.
Excuse me, Judge.
Yes.
We didn't have a Colbert as well?
So Colbert was removed because, was that one indicted? Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Oh, okay, you got Mr. Colbert too?
Yes, I got Colbert, and I was being told there was another guy by the name of Sims as well.
Oh, okay. I didn't have all them listed there. So
Yeah.
Sims
Sims is indicted. Colbert
Yeah.
wasn't.
Yeah, Sims is indicted, so we'll do Colbert next. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Woodward, so it's position 13, Bostic 24, PI 001867, 90 days without indictment, no bond as of March the 16th. Aggravated assault, cruelty to children in the first.
Woodward, 7 cycles, no felonies, a battery, family violence in 2022, and driving with a suspended license in 19 and 23. Nothing further.
All right, go ahead, Mr. West.
Thanks, Judge. Yeah, so he's got very limited history of any kind. He's a resident out in Douglasville. He's got extensive attachments and ties to the community, and I've obviously been privately retained to represent him. I don't know the reason why the state has not indicted the case timely, but obviously we believe he's now entitled to a bond. Interestingly, it must be aggravated assault day for me because I've gotten a bond today in a knifing case in Cobb County for $30,000. I'm going to ask for the same amount of bond in this case, Judge, on that charge, and I think that's appropriate given the nature of the case.
All right, go ahead, Mr. White.
Judge, this is a cruelty in the first degree. Hang on just a second.
A nitrous oxide bottle was used to.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's kind of a one I don't see every day. I'm not quite exactly sure where to go with it. Your Honor.
Called whippets.
The state, given the fact that he is entitled to a bond, the state would request a bond of not less than $50,000 for each of the 2 counts on this. Again, this is one where the weapon used was unusual, to say the very least. It is the state's, the state would be opposed to bond, except for the fact that inexplicably we just didn't get indicted in time. Nothing further.
Wait.
All right.
Stay away from the victim.
Was the nitrous oxide the weapon? I missed it. I was getting Ava.
And Your Honor, the state would request a 24-hour house arrest enforced by an ankle monitor at the defendant's expense.
All right. No drugs unless prescribed, no alcohol, no weapons, no replicas of weapons, no nitrous oxide. No further contact with Amori, A-M-O-R-I, Woodward, W-O-O-D-W-A-R-D. And Mr. West, if there's some sort of, I think there's a defects case, at least it's noted in the warrant. So if there's a defects case and somehow that gets in the way and they want to do reunification, all that, please reach out to Mr. White, let us know, because we can amend that to go to, supervised visits through, defects, et cetera. So we'll do that. All right,
Okay.
Stay away from 2150 Peachtree Dunwoody Road in Sandy Springs. Stay out of Fulton County. The only reason you come back to Fulton County, sir, is court or to see your lawyer. Absolutely no other reason for you to come to Fulton County.
You're out of here.
And you're going to have an ankle monitor paid for by you with a 24-hour curfew, court, lawyer, and medical. And also keep up with them whether or not you come to Fulton County. Don't get gas. Don't stop at Chick-fil-A. Don't do any of that. 30,000 on the ag assault, 25,000 on first degree. Best of luck to you, sir. Good to see you, Mr. West.
Okay, yeah. So my daughter needed my assistance for a moment, and I thought, okay, well, I'm already up. I might as well go and get Ava in because she was outside still. And I go out there and I hear Ava whimpering. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened? Of course, so I can see her at the edge of the yard and it's not a super huge yard. It's just, it's a yard. And she's by the neighbor's fence, and I'm like, well, maybe she got caught on the fence. So I grab my walker and I go out there, and she wrapped herself around one of those 4-foot garden stakes. And she wrapped herself around it like 5 times. And you know how on the garden stakes, they've got these little hooks that you hook the fencing into. Her cloth leash had pierced through one of those on like the first wrap. So I'm out there with my walker, and I pull the garden stake out of the ground, which I don't know how she didn't, because, she's a lot stronger than I am. And she had only 45-degree angled it. I get it pulled up, and she's trying to pull away to run to the house while I'm trying to release the garden stake, and I couldn't get her to come back to me for me to just unhook the leash. And there's mosquitoes everywhere right now. So the entire side of my face right through here is just all itchy with mosquito bites right now. Oh, God bless her. I love her, but oh man. Yeah, but I got her free. I got the garden stake unwrapped, and yeah. Yep, she is fine. She had just wrapped herself around it like 5-6 times. She didn't get hurt at all, but she's a whimperer. She cries. Like if she's outside and I go out on the deck and don't acknowledge her, she will literally put her head down on the deck and go until I start talking to her. She's such a big baby. She's like a toddler in dog form. Oh, Catherine Gaston, thank you, sweetie. Thank you so much. Oh, she is silly. She is. She's such a sweet girl, though. Aren't you, baby? Look at that tail. Oh, you can't see that tail because I don't have a light right now. Everybody's saying hi and me calling you silly. Yeah. Mosquitoes are out so bad, and that's the one thing that I do worry about, because heart disease or the heartworms actually come from mosquitoes. But she eats them when she sees them, and she's got like super sight for them. You'll see her outside just chomp 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 at the air, and she's out catching and eating mosquitoes. Put some hot packs on the bites and they won't itch as much. Ooh, I will try that. I actually just went out and got hydrocortisone cream because it's that season. Oh, she is absolute drama queen. Absolute drama queen. Yes, I don't even know where she went. She's probably, oh, there she is. She's on this side of me now. Oh, you're your big baby. You're your big baby, but we love you. We love you. Do you want some treats? Do you want some treats? Oh, you're not even going to look at me? I'm not mad. I promise I'm not mad at you. Yeah, you didn't mean to wrap yourself around the garden stake. You didn't mean for mommy to get like 50 million mosquito bites. It was all an accident. No, it's not a steroid. It's antihistamine. I believe. It's over the counter, so I think it's an antihistamine. But all I know is hydrocortisone cream is what you put on. It says skin irritation, rashes, insect bites, eczema, inflammation, and redness and psoriasis. So, ooh, thank you. I appreciate that little tidbit. I will absolutely do it. Hey, get off my laptop cord. If you unplug it, Mommy will be mad. Golly. Okay, I'll open the bag. She hasn't had bacon for a minute. Oh, well, yeah, I know cortisone is a steroid, but is hydrocortisone cream, is that a steroid? Catherine Gaston would know. Catherine Gaston knows a lot. I am from Toma, Wisconsin. That's where me and the paw firm resides. I know, she's everybody's favorite. Yum, chum, 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 chum. Nom, 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 nom. She got that down. Nom, 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 nom. Yeah, she loves bacon. She loves treats. Thank you so much. I never knew that. I didn't know hydrocortisone cream was a steroid. I just assumed, I guess, since it's over the counter, that it wouldn't be one. But see, I know a lot, but I sure don't know everything. And I love to learn. I absolutely love to learn. Oh, I know. Because she knows this stuff is more chewy. The homemade bacon was crispy and crunchy. Wait. I have to demonstrate. This stuff, you can bend it and it eventually, it snaps, but it's way more chewy and softer. So she knows that she can get a little rough with it and not break it. Yeah, yep, Benadryl. Yeah, I had to take that earlier because I actually, when I have a migraine, I'll take one Benadryl and it'll fix my migraine. And I learned that trick when I had to go to the ER for a migraine once, and they give you an IV. And I asked him, what's in there? And he says, well, it's a really strong concoction of Benadryl and something else. I can't remember what the something else was. But I started, when I'd get migraines, I would just take a Benadryl and that would clear it right up. So, yeah. Ava is good therapy. Billy is actually my main therapy, though. Billy and Earl, they're amazing for therapy. Let me tell you. In fact, oh, I found a couple stragglers. Hold on. A couple came out of the box. I thought the box was empty for a second. These are not for you. Billy, Earl. They've got 3 chicken ones left. This is the substitution because they're out of wet food. Billy, Earl. Hey, Earl. You know what that means. I gotta eat. There we go. I had to move the keyboard. Hey, baby boy. Yeah. You want your salmon? You want your salmon licky treat? You don't want salmon? It's not your brand. Okay, fine. Wow. Picky. You want your chicken? Oh, that. Oh, you're kidding me. Crazy old Rexy, I hope you're watching this. He won't eat the generic brand that I bought. It's just like with the wet food, they won't eat 9 Lives anymore. They'll only eat the fancy feast that crazy old Rexy got them one day. Spoiled. Spoiled, I tell you. I can't believe you just, yeah. I can't believe you just turned down the salmon licky treat because you had to have Grandma Rexy's. Oh yeah, Mel. They love the seafood grill. I have to go get some. I have to. Oh, you are so spoiled, Earl. You are so spoiled. Yeah. All of the paw firm is. Ooh, Catherine Gaston. That's, you know, a lot of things that work are only semi-supported by studies. I mean, we've learned that. And, you know, the difficulty with the studies, it's impossible to have a group that all circumstances are the same, you know, for their controls. Because, you know, like saying, oh, well, red meat is really bad and people who eat red meat have higher rates of heart disease. Okay, but what else do they do in addition to the red meat? I mean, there's more to the story too. Billy, will you eat the salmon one? Oh, Billy just started
Hello,
a
everyone.
video.
Welcome back to Nate the Hoof.
Stop.
Today's video, well, as you can see,
Billy just started a Nate the Hoof Guy video. That's some ASMR for ya. If you're into hoof trimming, Nate the Hoof Guy is actually really fun to watch. Oh, I love you, Salty Buddha. Thank you for coming. I'm gonna give the kitties their licky treats, and then we're gonna call it bedtime. Well, we're gonna call it end of stream because then I'm gonna go over to the Discord. I'll probably play a couple of games. Hopefully Finn7 and Mel can join us too today. That would be wonderful. And then I have to get up, not super early, but early enough that I have to actually go to bed tonight. I haven't gone to bed before 5 a.m. for several nights now. Heck, the night that I got done streaming and had to get food prepared for the grad party, I didn't go to bed at all. I was up all night. And then I was up all the next day. It wasn't until I got home long after the grad party, and I was in so much pain. So much pain. It was rough. Not sleeping actually really affects the pain levels. It's crazy. And then once you get so far behind on the pain levels, playing catch up, it just doesn't work. It's terrible. Okay, that'd be great, Salty Buddha. Oh, Catherine Gaston, lambs are so cute. Mel, your husband watches hoof trimming videos? That's so cool. Yeah, we need to watch my cat's choice of video. I don't know. I don't know if y'all would be into that. Yeah, Mel says gross. I love it, but I'm Wisconsin. I'm a country girl, even though I live in the city. As you know, I'm a city girl with country roots. I have some very redneck family that I love, and I claim them very dear. Like I'm talking, you know, I grew up demo derbies, state fair, yeah. Don't worry, Mel, I'm not going to put it on. If anybody does want to watch it, it's Nate the Hoof Guy. He's from Wisconsin too. He's actually, I didn't know he was from Wisconsin. I learned because I was watching a video one day and he was limping into the hospital. And I'm like, that's my hospital. Why is he in my town? And I looked up and he's Cooley region is what he calls it. So, and that's, you know, that's this area. So yeah, I learned that Nate the Hoof Guy is actually from my area, which was really cool because I had been watching him for quite a while and I had no idea. Oh, shearing alpacas. Oh, I've always had trouble pronouncing that one. Alpacas. I love alpacas. They're so cute. I love almost all animals, almost. I even love spiders. Y'all, you're going to think I'm really crazy. Okay. This time of year, springtime, obviously, is when, you know, we start seeing spiders around here. And I don't mind them. I like them. They eat the mosquitoes. So I leave them alone. They are allowed to make webs like on my deck area. If their webs are right at my door, they go. But if they're like behind my bookshelf or whatever outside, then they're allowed to stay. Every year I get a garden orb weaver. They are beautiful. And they're the ones, female garden orb weavers are the ones that make those intricate, you know, the Charlotte's Web spiders, or spider web webs. So they're very beautiful, intricate webs. The males, their webs are spun like cotton candy. They're very erratic. And so every year when I get my garden orb weavers, both the male and the females, I swat flies and toss them in the webs for them. And I love watching them come out and get them. They're in the little rocket ship. So we're going to head on over there right now. Oh, yeah, I watch all those though. I'm actually a member on Nate the Hoof Guy. So that's where he posts like the really bad hoof videos. What, did I spill some on my shirt? Please don't do that. That's icky. Yeah. I will have to watch that. I will have to look that up. I've seen some really like thick lamb shaved videos, or not lamb, sheep shearing videos. So, Philip, are you still in here? Oh, see? Yes, they're so beautiful. Every year I get one female at least. Last year she started on my air conditioner, but Earl kept, swatting at the window, and it was scaring her. And one day she was gone off my air conditioner, and I was so sad because, I love watching them. And when I came up my deck, she had moved completely around my house from one side, from the west side to the east side, just zoom, and made her web right outside my back door where the kitties there was no window for the kitties to bother her. I thought that was the absolute coolest thing. Bye, Salty Buddha. Stop into Discord when you're free. I love you. I love Buddha and Maisie. Yeah, Rocky Lennon, once we get in there, someone it'll be easier for me to try to direct you, but well, let me see. Give me 1 second here. If I go into Discord, and it matters if you're on your computer or your phone or two, I got 8 legs and I know how to use them. All right. So if you go, okay, so you got to go to the activity rooms. You'll see what looks like that, and it says activity rooms. And so you click on, I think Billy's Games is the voice activated channel. Earl's Games, there's no voice. So it's where people can go in when they want peace and quiet. Oh, no. That's the law library. I'm sorry. The law library is the peace and quiet room where you can go in and play games, but there's no talking. And none of these, you don't have to have your picture on. You don't have to have your video on. It's all voice. And if you don't want to talk, you really don't have to. But, it's kind of nice if you're one of those that talks to the screen when I'm talking and you're talking back to me. now you can really talk back to me. So yeah, we're gonna go into Billy's Games, and then once you get in there, there's a little rocket ship in there that you can click on in the bottom when you click on your avatar, and then you click on the rocket ship, and then it brings up the game rooms. So I'll be right in there. All right, I will see you guys very soon. All right, be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.